Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Gotta talk some news that's definitely making the rounds in the PC gaming world right now, and that is regarded to PlayStation and their games coming to PC. Some disappointing news, but at the same time, I think some news that was somewhat expected, as Jim Ryan did do an interview with Famitsu talking about their games coming to PC, and he spoke a little bit about it. Now, the translation is gonna be a little bit spotty, but you know, this is something we'll talk about. So, as noted on PC Gamer, Sony, quote, fully understands the importance of PlayStation 5 exclusive titles, Ryan told Famitsu, saying that PlayStation Studios' main responsibility is to have people enjoy the game experience using the latest PlayStation. To that effect, Ryan said Sony is committed to increasing the number of PS5 exclusive titles and staggering the release of the PC version. Ryan specifically did mention 2 or 3 years, selling the PC version 2 or 3 years after the release of the PlayStation version is accepted favorably. There you go with that information. Now, this is a little bit disappointing since Herman Hulse did talk about games coming to PC, and what he said was that games that were single player were going to remain exclusive on PlayStation for at least a year. So a lot of people were thinking, hey, maybe it'll be a year, maybe it'll be 16 months. Now that perspective has shifted a little bit with Jim Ryan saying 2 to 3 years. Now, I think all of this is incredibly fluid. Like, I don't think there's anything that is set in stone to how quickly a game is gonna come to PC, if it's gonna come to PC, and at what point is it gonna come to PC. But I don't even think that 2 or 3 years of a window is that big of a deal, because what Sony has is they have a back catalog of so many games that they need to port to PC at some point that you can take your time porting these games, and I understand from their vantage point, their game is a little bit different than Microsoft. Even though I don't necessarily agree with Sony, I understand their line of thinking where they are still very much of the mindset they want to sell you in the to the box because they want you to get into that ecosystem. For PlayStation, that box is the ecosystem. The PlayStation 5 console is the ecosystem. For Microsoft, that's not the case anymore. The Xbox isn't the ecosystem. Game Pass is the ecosystem. They want you to play your games wherever, and that's why you're seeing the Xbox games come to PC day one. Now, Microsoft did take it a step further because they could have easily made it a case of, you know, Game Pass is available on PC, and that's where you have to play your Xbox titles. No, they're bringing them to Steam as well, so credit to them. They're really going above and beyond as far as supporting their PC gaming, as well as, you know, they're bringing their games to cloud and everything like that, so I like what they're doing as far as supporting PC consumers as well. Sony, it's still a different game. They still want to sell you the PlayStation box. I do think the idea that, you know, PCs and consoles have this crazy crossover that everybody has a PC that has a PlayStation, or like, you guys know what I'm saying? I think that's overblown. Is there a crossover to an extent? Sure, but I do think the games would sell exponentially better if they did hit PC and PlayStation day and date. I get the idea of you want to preserve that idea that PlayStation has all of these great exclusives, and, you know, I can see that line of thinking, and maybe, you know, I can understand that argument. It isn't a case of some other arguments where I can't understand the line of thinking. For Sony, I can understand their line of thinking, and honestly, I'm probably in the minority with my thinking, in that I think it would be fine if these games just come day and day on PC and PlayStation. Most people don't think that, especially people that are knee-deep into, like, the PlayStation hardware. They definitely hold on to their exclusives, and they feel pretty strongly about them. And I know the people that are, like, the hardcore PlayStation fanboys, they don't even like the games coming to PC at all. I like, bro, if it's 2 to 3 years, like, that's fine. And for Sony, like, look at what they're doing. They get to release their games for $60 or $70. It gets to be there for, you know, 2 to 3 years. They probably are going to get an expansion out of it so they can monetize the game again, much like they did with Ghost of Tsushima and Iki Island, much like they did with Horizon Zero Dawn and The Frozen Wilds, Forbidden West, and Burning Shores. And then ultimately, you get to monetize the game again by throwing it onto PlayStation Plus Extra. That's what Sony's doing. They have this layered tier of monetizing their games where first it drops on PlayStation as a standalone title for $70. Then you get an expansion. Then the game hits PlayStation Plus Extra, and then finally it comes to PC. I would find it hilarious if, let's say for Forbidden West, they decide to release Forbidden West without Burning Shores, and you have to buy Burning Shores separately. That would be pretty hilarious. However, I do very much believe this is exclusively to the new single-player releases. We've already seen it in the case of a remake like Last of Us Part 1. That was like, what, a 6-month window between the PlayStation 5 release and the PC release, so that already negates what Jim Ryan is saying. It's not 2 to 3 years for every game. Returnal was what? Returnal was 2 years, right? It came out in early 2021 on PlayStation 5, and then it came out to PC in 2023. I think that's gonna generally be the window. Like, yo, in the media, you definitely want to say 2 to 3 years, especially when you have a game like Spider-Man 2 coming out. But 2 years, I think, is the window that they're gonna aim for. That's just my opinion. I think Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, when did that come out? Like, summer of 2021, I think, and it's gonna come to PC probably summer of this year. Like, that's my expectation. And then when it comes to the live service games, I think it's a totally different ball game when you're talking about that, because yo, the live service games, they're not being used to sell consoles. Like the live service game, we talk about PlayStation consoles being their own ecosystem. Live service games are their own ecosystem as well, and the game with those titles is you got to get as many people playing those games as possible. So Last of Us Factions, I hope that game hits PC day one. That's really what it needs to be. There's this rumor going around that Firewalk is developing a new Killzone. I don't think that rumor is true, but let's say that it is. You want to drop that game on PC right away, and like, yo, they should do a new Killzone if it's not done by Guerrilla, because they're busy with Horizon and all that. Just give it to another studio and do a friggin' new Killzone or remaster Killzone 2 and drop it on PC with cross-platform play on PlayStation 5. Like, bro, why doesn't Sony just print money? Like, it's not that difficult. It can't be this difficult, but they just put out some nonsense multiplayer titles like Destruction All-Stars and games like this. Why not just, like, Killzone? It's right there. It's right freaking there. Like, man, sometimes, like, just the decision making, it probably goes over my head. Maybe they thought Destruction All-Stars was gonna pop off and it was gonna be this insane game, but like, bro, just do a new Killzone, do a Killzone 2 remaster, I don't even know, do cross-platform play, bring it to PC day and day, and you telling me people aren't gonna play that? People are gonna be playing that all day long, and yeah, that's just my diatribe on that. But yeah, the live service games, like the Horizon multiplayer game, given that Horizon already has a fan base on PC, if they're doing that Horizon MMO that's apparently being done by Neversoft is the rumor, that should be on PC day and date. Those games, I think, will be on PC day and date. Your Spider-Mans of the world, your God of War Ragnaroks, yeah, they're probably gonna see a staggered release, but I would hope it's not 3 years. I would hope it's closer to 2. Hell, I think you could do 16 months, because by that 16-month point, like, yo, people have already moved on from that game on consoles, but when they come to PC, it's gonna revitalize those games. Like, by the 16 months from now, Spider-Man 2 is gonna come out in fall of this year. In spring of 2025, you think people are gonna still be oh my god, dude, Spider-Man 2 is such a system seller for the PlayStation 5, you gotta get it. Like, no, people will move on to whatever game comes out at that point, FF7, Rebirth, or whatever, you know, as the new system seller for the PlayStation 5. So I think 16 months would be fine, but, you know, whatever. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Interested to hear what you guys think. I don't think it's the end of the world. Like, I saw people making such a big deal about this. First of all, they got like 1 billion games to port already. Give me a Gravity Rush 2. Give me an Infamous Second Son. Give me a Bloodborne. Yeah, we're not getting Bloodborne, are we? Give me a Bloodborne. Give me some PS3 games. You have this back catalog of like 8 billion titles to port that you don't want to drop all those games at once. An Infamous 1 and 2 collection, man. Drop that on Steam. You know, Infamous 1, 2, Festival of Blood for $60. I think people will buy that. I'm not even joking. Like, upgraded visuals and all that, I think people will buy. There's a lot of potential here outside of just dropping, you know, the latest games. There's so many back catalog titles that they could just port, and they could get so much mileage out of those. And once you exhaust the mileage out of those games, you know, then you can, at that point, like 2 to 3 years would have passed, and then you could start porting the games that came out 2 to 3 years ago. So there's a lot of avenues that Sony could go, and don't think this is as big of a deal as people are making it out to be. And I think it's just something that most of us expected. Maybe not to the 3-year mark, but you know, at least a year to 18 months, around that range. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.